if I die tomorrow. I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no syrup. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
What up, everybody?
Yeah.
Welcome to Four Nerds and a Goose. I'm your boy, Sebastian.
What did you say?
I think he said 4 nerds and a goose. Okay, that's how we're starting out today.
All right. Hello. How are you guys?
What's up, guys? How's it going? How was your weekends? What you guys get up to?
What I do this weekend?
Honestly, when I went to work on Monday, I was asked that question. And I felt like I didn't do anything, and I had to really think about what I did. And I feel like I kind of did stuff, but not really.
I got my nails done.
There you go.
Got my hair done.
I was hanging out with Pong on Friday. I didn't get to finish this on the show, but the Lego, well, not the Lego, the Mold King Batmobile is finished.
The plastic brick Batmobile.
There you go. The brick. But
oh man,
I finished it after the show because I needed to look at it fresh eyes.
Bad.
No, it's actually pretty good quality with first, something outside of Lego, and it's pretty sturdy.
Yo, I saw Total reach for the mouth. Yo,
Hugo, stick around, please.
Bro.
Please stick around because we can't leave. We can't go.
I might have been talking about Grey Goose. Who knows? I mean,
Oh no, you weren't.
Affleck. But no, yeah. Hugo saw me trying to. He saw when I had the trouble building this too on Friday. Thanks for joining us on.
You had trouble building it.
I missed one piece, so I started getting tired towards getting towards this piece right here, and it was supposed to be one extra piece in there, and I forgot to put that extra piece. So I was like, it's not connecting. Fuck. Then I looked at it with fresh eyes.
You know, directions come with these things, right?
I do.
Well,
they did.
That's assuming that this one did because
I don't know.
It did come with directions.
Oh, it did. Okay.
It's because all the pieces, they're all black pieces, and I was just like I said, I was getting tired. And
listen, Val, they're not coming in numbered bags. Okay, you got to dump the pieces.
Oh no, they are. They are coming in numbered bags.
I'm pretty sure that they're.
Yeah, it's numbered bags. So number 1, 2. It's just that
he messed up. It's what it is.
Yeah, it was one small. So you know how you have those little small Lego pieces that are like this. Hold up.
Like every
they're like
Lego
the
piece?
the little square pieces.
The 1x1s.
Yeah, instead of putting like two, because you're supposed to connect two together, I connected one, and then so I was like, oh, so that's what I missed. It was that one little small thing. I was like,
okay. So the arrow was between the mouse and the keyboard.
Yeah.
Take the pieces and connect them to
But it was fun though. I mean, I'm happy that it was free. Because this was free. They didn't pay nothing for it on Simo. All I paid was for these brushes that I used to clean.
Sanity.
Oh, bro, it's a nice little thing on their side there.
Cool.
Other thing I got to pick up this weekend, which I thought was pretty cool.
Please not on another purchase from Timo, right?
No, this is from the local comic shop. They actually had volume 1 of the Milestone Compendium. So for those who don't know, Milestone.
That's a Static Shock, Icon.
Icon is who The Rock should have played. And this is DC property right here. No, I think he should not Black Adam.
No.
Okay, The Rock should not have played Icon. You need like a 100% black actor to play Icon.
You need like a honestly, the dude who played Luke Cage could have played him.
I mean, The Rock wasn't a bad casting for Black Adam. He just didn't understand who the character really was.
It was a bad.
He should have known who he was.
Right. I mean, it's just hello. You automatically tie to.
But I would eventually like to see Icon at some point away make it on screen.
Why would you cast him as The Rock? I'm curious.
Just cast Yaya and be done with it, man.
So wait, let me explain. So The Rock's whole thing, he was trying to make Black Adam into.
We're not talking about that garbage.
I'm asking, why would you cast The Rock as this guy?
Because
we need a bibliography with sources.
Oh God! Let me explain. So when this goes back,
Please explain.
this goes back to the whole thing that he wants to play a superhero, and that that's what I believe he was trying to make Black Adam believe to be. I believe he could have accomplished that more with Icon, because he's the actual hero, or Black Adam is a villain, and he was trying to make him more of an anti-hero than anything, and make him like this whole centerpiece, where he could have I feel
Still,
with Icon, he could have had more creative
depending
control.
on the run, he is an anti-hero. He's a real fucked up villain, but he's played both sides.
I think though he would have had probably a little bit more creative freedom and control though with Icon, since that it's only a very
but if he would have ruined that, whew.
No, just we stop.
Yeah,
just stop.
I
just need The Rock out of superhero movies. Go play Maui. Go be the Scorpion King again. Go be the Rock in every movie that The Rock is. I don't care. Just get out of superhero movies, because until your addendum says you can get your ass kicked in a movie, I don't want to see you in it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could have got away with that with
this
character.
Like, I'm still like, one of my favorite things about The Rock is that he did 3 movies in the same year where he basically wore the same outfit and you couldn't tell which movie was which because they all were like busts.
Was it the white T-shirt? And
it was basically it was
San Andreas, the Rampage,
and
Skyscraper. Yeah. Although all 3 movies were entertaining.
Yeah.
Movies I like to watch him in.
Yeah.
This is where he puts himself.
Right.
You know he's gonna win. You know, if for my friends who saw San Andreas, he took a jet ski and jetted over a tsunami. I don't know if anyone else caught that when they saw, but I did, and that shit was crazy.
Right. In San Andreas, yeah.
But give him credit. He saw the waterline receding and realized, holy shit, a tsunami's coming.
Right.
If you're at the beach and you see the water receding, leave everything but your kids and run to your car.
yo, Hugo is in fucking grade A form today. I got toasty buns.
Hugo is on it. Like all the burners and pass gas for good measure. That's hilarious.
It's pork and beans in the making. Let's go.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
You know what else? Did you get into anything this weekend or no?
No, it was nice.
Was Labor Day this weekend or was that last weekend?
That was last week.
Labor Day was last weekend.
Time is flying.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Time is soupy.
Time is but a figment of your imagination.
I'm looking forward to the next 2 weekends, more or less, because I'll be traveling. I'm not gonna be out of this godforsaken city.
Next 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow.
Oh,
hey, nice
vacation time.
Enjoy.
Oh, for food, you definitely got to go to the Gordon Ramsay burger joint. They're pretty good, and Pong may have some recommendations too.
Pong is going to take you to a barbecue spot that has no business being as good as it is.
I'm going tomorrow.
Yo, oh my God. That was like, he was like, yo, are you hungry? I'm like, yeah, I'm always hungry. Went to the barbecue spot, and I was like, this looks like some random, like, hole in the wall kind of joint, whatever the case is, and it was perfect. It was good.
Did they give you styrofoam?
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Then that's all you need to know.
It's so good.
If the restaurant is giving me styrofoam,
all I gotta say too is that every place is every place in Vegas is a liquor store. Walgreens, the corner store, the bodega, every place.
That logic, every place in Vegas is a brothel, but okay.
That too, but
I mean, okay.
But no, it's like, yeah, you won't run out of like
Val, not saying locations, but when is the relocation happening?
So next week I'll be flying out to look for apartments. From Wednesday to Sunday, and then the goal is by the end of next month.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
For the gig?
Look at all of us traveling.
Yeah. So flying out tomorrow and then flying out next Wednesday, and then
I'm
Congrats.
traveling Thursday, gonna see Tommy and the gang up there in New England for the weekend.
Ooh.
And then the following Wednesday, I will be traveling to San Diego. I'm flying into San Diego, but I'm technically in Encinitas, or wherever that is. So, but I'm gonna be with this really cool surf festival, and the company who puts on the surf festival owns a tequila company, which I will at some point when I come to see you next, Tone, I will bring down said tequila bottle.
Nice.
It's really good.
What's the
Good.
tequila?
Salento.
Salento.
Mhm.
So we got Hugo.
I've never really seen it, but it's really good.
Hugo, you are correct.
Absolute facts.
Yep.
Absolute facts,
Yep.
Hugo.
Or
Speaks like a
if
man
you
with
get-
experience.
or
Rolls or paper towels?
Not even
Yes.
rolls. No, Hugo, I got you with rolls. A loaf of white bread, of Wonder Bread, just on the station where the sauce is. Yo.
Where
Yo,
are these
you're
places?
not
'Cause
ready.
I
You gotta-
keep zoning
you gotta-
out.
You gotta go to authentic barbecue
it's,
spots.
it's one of those things where you can't be going to like just any old like barbecue spot. You gotta go to spots. Like you gotta go to like where like me and Tone we're like, yo, I got a spot for you. Bet.
Okay.
Yeah, like you go to Texas for barbecue and you go in, you're gonna get like a big ass tray. You order your meat by weight, and then where all the sauces is, they just have loaves of Wonder Bread that you do not pay for. You can just grab. It's essentially a napkin and sauce absorber. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's amazing. You just go and grab as much white Wonder Bread as you want. But that is
I bought tickets to do a couple things. Like I'm doing a Cirque du Soleil. I bought
Which
the
one?
Michael Jackson one.
Oh, that one is really good.
And I'm doing
You're gonna enjoy that one.
Jabberwockies, because that's why I wanted
Nice.
to go out there. I'm doing a
Nice.
Jabberwockies on Friday, and I booked a tour to see the Grand Canyon on Saturday.
Hey, that sounds like a very nice, eventful trip.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
really
gotta
quick.
take pictures and videos for Val's
Is this-
adventure.
Is this your
What's-
first time
what's
in Vegas, by the way?
Yes.
Heart Eight is a barbecue spot. But no, I've never been to Heart Eight, but I have been to the Mecca of brisket. I've been to Franklin's in Austin, Texas.
The Mecca of brisket.
It's
Tone talks about it a lot.
yo, it is the greatest tasting slow cooked beef you will ever have.
Just made my mouth water.
It's
Give
incredible.
me some slow cooked
It's
beef.
fucking incredible. Incredible. It's just, oh my god.
Oh, speak of Wonder Bread, I saw this on a Breakfast with Faye once. Wonder Bread as the betting for
Oof.
bacon.
Oh my god.
my
Jeez.
That's why I told Paul,
Hugo,
Jeez.
if
Hugo,
they got
I'm gonna
bacon,
just
I'm
stop, bro.
sold.
Yeah. Oh, now, so really
Jesus.
quick, when you
Yeah.
go to because me and Jackie, we saw the Grand Canyon in 2019.
Mhm.
And you know how like everyone says like, or like in school, they're in our high school, they'd be like, oh, don't use the word awesome. Everyone's throwing the word awesome because like you don't really know what awesome is to be inspired by awe.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, you go to the Grand Canyon, pictures do not do it justice. You will go and you will see this thing created by erosion over thousands and millions of years, and you will just be like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm excited.
insane.
And
It's just
and Pong
insane.
told me to do the South Rim. So it's a couple extra hours of a trip, but it's so much better the views on there, he said. So that's what I ended up booking.
Nice. Yeah, we went through
You're
Arizona.
you're gonna have a good time. You're absolutely gonna have a
I'm
good
excited.
time.
I'm
My
excited.
I think my first time I did like a bunch of shows. I did skydiving and I did like a bunch of like concert and bullshits. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
You know what else has a good time? Just to make it short, sweet, all the announcements are in the description. Check out all the
You
links.
can
Let's
do
get
your
back to it.
announcements.
That's
Gosh,
fine. I mean,
it's
people hear it all
fine.
the time. They hear it all the time. It's in the
What,
links.
what if we
Go to
got
the
new people here
description.
today?
We're gonna
What if we
go
got
to
new
the,
people?
go watch all of our other
Yo,
episodes.
I can
Subscribe, like the
tell
channel.
CMS's patience is being eroded to make some sort of attempt at a segue to tonight's topic. Hugo
Oh,
is
man.
on it today. Yo, Hugo is that dude.
Sure is.
Oh
I love
man.
you, bro.
Also,
Listen, we
did you
talk
guys
crap
get
about the announcements, but we know you got to do them. So I don't know why. Don't let us get to you.
It's
It's
in
just
there.
part of
I,
the
It's in there. It's
process.
I don't
fine.
know if
It's
I don't know if
fine.
anyone else
It's fine. I mean, we don't have to talk about Law's Twitch channel. I mean, you just gotta subscribe to his Twitch. That's all you gotta do. We don't gotta talk about TV. I mean, TV comes on every Saturday. What's the topic on TV Land?
I'll be in Vegas. There's no
exactly.
topic this weekend.
We need a live video. We need some videos in Vegas.
So
Wait, no, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We don't need new videos. Just the Grand Canyon though. Concrete Combat. Nobody wants to read that, so don't go over there and subscribe to the Patreon. We suck
you're
at
being
comics.
so extra today.
It's been a beautiful week. It was a fun weekend, beautiful week. Waywardraven.com. Make sure you check them out over there because we suck. Medusa's Cascade. Make sure you guys are following, checking it out over there on all your favorite podcast
I
apps.
believe this week is another actual play episode. I'm not sure. I would have to double check. But we have a lot of Saturdays in this month, so we're gonna get like
A lot of
a
shenanigans.
good bit of content
Shenanigans.
for sure.
Shenanigans. I already heard some
And
episodes.
we're leading up to a very very big I don't want to spoil too much, but a very big announcement and like thing that's happening for our. We've been doing this since 2020, so 3-year anniversary in October.
Ooh,
Like
3-year
that's
anniversary.
bonkers. Well, is it 3 years? 21, 22, yeah, 3 years. Because we
Did I-
launched in 2020.
Did we pass my year anniversary and not say anything?
Oh, we're gonna celebrate. We
Holy
gotta figure out
shit.
the episode.
I feel like
I've actually
we
been
wanted
trying
to go and find that episode.
I've
But
actually been looking to try to find the episode when
do you
you've
know
been
like
making
do you
goals.
remember when you like got on?
It definitely know it was
Like the official thing, or like
Yeah.
when I just
Yeah,
decided
because you were
just coming
on for like a
yeah,
consecutive
you
amount
were
of
on for
Yeah,
a second.
true.
So I'm trying
Right.
to divide.
When
So
when,
what
when
I've been
did
doing.
when did you get like the hey Val, please because we can't deal with Seabass by ourselves call, and you said okay fine.
I mean, that actually happened on live because I didn't. Seabass was like, "Hey, you can come on and check it out, be like a permanent guest host." And then it was like you guys said, "Hey, we told him a long time ago to like bring you on, and he never said
Yeah, got
anything."
to throw in the
And that's
bus.
kind of was
Oh
like
yes.
Got
how
to
it
throw it under the
happened.
bus.
Oh,
We'll fill it out. We'll fill it
It
out.
wasn't
Oh,
thrown.
That
It
was
was a
so
fact.
oh.
You just
Well,
didn't want
well,
me. I understand.
well. To
Uh,
be honest, Val has been on the show for a very long time because
Yeah.
Val actually was on the podcast when we used to do it in person.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
So Val has been a mainstay for a very long time. So she definitely has that nerd card. But yeah, no, we gotta have a celebration in terms of how many episodes we've done, how many episodes Val's been on. Because I've definitely been looking back at that. This is hard to pinpoint because like I know we have a lot of episodes you've guessed on, and it's just been fun. Everybody's been having fun
Do
with
you
the
remember
nerds.
the topic that you came in for?
I'm gonna go back and look because I don't. I really
Because I
don't.
know you I
Like
know you were with
it's
us with
easier.
Falcon.
It's easier for me to remember mine because these two remember it as the ones that we did with
So
with
so
uh
it was definitely Falcon and Winter
Tail
Soldier that you were
something.
talking with us. It was sometime after that. That's what I'm trying to pinpoint. Because you were a guest on that. You were a guest before that too, a few times. I think we had you on a few of the episodes for Falcon and Winter Soldier and Mandalorian. So
Awesome.
I think it's pinpointed around that time frame. I think it was a little after March.
Quick segue. I
So way
meant
past my anniversary. Got it.
more than likely. I
We
meant to
get you a nice
shout out.
housewarming
I
gift.
meant to shout out Lori last week because I got her Pale Rider like stuff in the mail. But this shirt looks so fire.
That's a dope shirt.
Oh my god, this shirt is so fire. Oh,
What's
cannot
fire?
wait.
She's gonna be on the show. I believe in October. She's coming back, so we'll keep you guys posted on that.
I'm waiting to read the newest issue until like a week before I see her, so I can have like fresh feels for it.
And she's been promoting crazy. If anybody was following Lori on her social media, she has been promoting like crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, see, we're gonna get that episode. We're gonna have So since we're moving Dune, what we're gonna do, Val, we're gonna have that episode as the Val celebration.
Oh, okay. All right.
Feel special because he didn't
Every-
he didn't do that for
Val,
Thorn or
Val,
for me.
I mean,
what do you
Listen, I'm just saying.
listen? You upgraded from
I'm
Resident
not. I'm not.
Snorlax to
I'm not.
host.
Snarlax.
Remember, that was literally what we said. Resident
I-
Snorlax.
oh,
That's how you were
you mean
introduced one time.
Snorlax?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I knew I wasn't bugging.
You guys
Yeah,
that's a pong.
Resident Snarlax. What the
Snarlax.
hell is that?
Silly
Where's
Pokemon.
Pong? Add that to the list.
Bing bong. No, yeah, because we have to move Dune because we were gonna cover Dune, but then Dune got pushed back to next year, so we're gonna have another open episode. So we just random topics. Gonna have Valkahos.
What?
Wait,
I
what?
could host? Is that what
I
you
was
just
gonna
said?
host her own anniversary episode.
How
No.
does that
Oh
make
my God.
sense?
We'll figure it out.
You know,
What-
let's get into today's topic because I've been so excited.
I have
Again.
to say, I'm glad you recommended this show.
I'm so glad that you guys like it because honestly, it came out of nowhere. This show was like it had no business being this good. I had like zero expectations and it blew me out of the water. Again, I am a huge Batman fan, but it doesn't mean I don't love Superman. I love when they get Superman done right. And this was done so well. The wholesomeness of this show just like brought me back to like that kid nostalgia, but the attention to detail where they were like, all right, we're gonna take liberties and change a little bit of like some origin stuff, whatever the case is. It didn't take away from
Yeah,
the
I had
story as a
questions
whole.
about that, but we're going to get into it.
I already love it. I can't wait for more. I need more. It's such a breath of fresh air with all the DC garbage we've been getting.
It's funny because today an article popped up. I forget who it was. One of the many nerd random websites, but the article was about like how this show is really good, but yet lacks a lot of the advertising power that should have been put behind this show. Because it's a really good show. For me, it felt like watching that they took the best elements of Avatar, the Last Airbender, and put it in this show when you combine it with Superman, because you get that feeling for the characters, like it's a new take on Clark, new take on Lois Lane, new take on Jimmy
I'd
Olsen, which I think
actually
it's a
argue
great, it's a great
more
fresh
that
take.
Voltron spin.
That
'Cause-
too, because
Because they gave it one aesthetic wise, like animation style, it looks very Voltron, but that same like treatment for Voltron where you knew like the source material was there and you knew that like a lot of the stuff was going to be the same, but they changed so much to get the newer generation in, and I think that's what they did with this.
no, they
Yeah.
did a fantastic job doing that, because it's like it tells a story that we all know, but it gives it like a fresh lens that makes you want to see and like these characters, where it doesn't it does enough to separate itself from the original content without bastardizing it. So again, it's really it's a great take. I loved every episode. Jimmy's become one of my favorites in this series. And Lois, I just love how badass she is in this show, and then the
I
whole
like the
relationship.
design of Lois.
Lois
and Jimmy.
is
I like the new color. I like the
gorgeous.
new.
Oh my god.
I love it. I love it.
Also, I want to point out, like it's one of those things where like we know the backstory for Batman, we know the backstory for Spider-Man, we know the backstory for Superman. Like we know those origin stories, and we've seen them where they've told that same story, but didn't include those as the main front piece of their story. So while we know Clark is like an alien, we don't get a lot of like him being shot off into space and all that. Like there's not a lot of that until way later, where like he starts to get a little bit of his Kryptonian side, and we start to understand like, oh, like he's gonna find out. But like that was such a dope take that like even they did it with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, where like we didn't have Shredder the entire movie, and I was like, that is a bold choice, but I fucking love it. This show doing that was such a like fresh take that like you can take those liberties so long as you still stay respectful to like the source and like to like what story you're trying to tell.
And I like the fact that we don't get Lex Luthor in the onset. Because
Yeah.
like a lot of the Superman shows, animations have always made Lex the centerpiece. In this series, you don't have that. As a matter of
Well,
fact,
you build
it,
off of that, like
it,
you know.
and that's what I wanted to add was that I'm not gonna be mad if he's like gets introduced in season 2. It builds that anticipation because you kind of get how he may act with Lex with his interaction with Ivo.
I wouldn't even say with Ivo. I would say just his interaction with like the general.
The general is a hard case because the general is he's a very interesting character because this is the second time I've seen the general. I'm pretty sure he probably appeared in a lot of other media, but I know he was in the live action show of Lois and Clark and he works with Superman. So it's going to be interesting if they're going to do that transition.
You get him a few times depending on like what like iteration. So like the reason why I'm saying with like Ivo, you kind of get that like one-to-one with Lex because yes, he's a millionaire and all this other stuff, and you know he's what if he turns bad? They're putting him in that like Lex for now space, but the more actionable one where like his heart's in the right place, but he's really traumatized was the general. And I think that's where I see like them going with Lex, of like Lex being the kind of in between of Ivo and the general.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad I don't see Lex in this in any way, shape, or form. So over him. I think that so going into this, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought another Superman story. We've seen it a million times, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do really much like that this is very different in certain scenarios. Like, I'm curious as to why this is the first time I'm hearing on Kryptonese language, which was offsetting initially for me. I don't follow any of the comic books or much of Superman's story. So,
they've done it in some of like the I think movies and like the animated movies and shows, but very rare. So you'll see it. You see it. I think it's with one of the Justice League.
English.
Normally, but in one of it happens a lot when you introduce Supergirl, when you introduce Kara. So because Kara comes later, she comes and she's like, like scared, she's panicking, and because in her head Clark is a baby or Kal-El is a baby, she's seeing this guy going, whoa, it's like a third. So Clark has to like speak Kryptonian to her in order to be like, listen, like, who are you? We're you're safe, this and third, and he goes, oh shit, this is my cousin.
Okay.
So it does happen. It just doesn't happen often. But like I like what they're doing with this.
It's the first time I'm seeing it though. Like I've never saw this happen. I'm curious as to know what tweaks they're gonna do to his backstory. Like this whole invasion thing in 0 Day and all of that being brand new story.
That's new. Like I don't remember.
I think
that
it's gonna
being a thing. And like I'm really curious to see.
So here's my theory.
Goes.
I have a theory.
Did you finish the series?
Well, before we do theories, I want to hold your theory because I want to ask Tone his thoughts on the show, and then I want to actually get your further thoughts on the show.
All right, yeah.
I haven't seen the last episode. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
I'll hold my theory then.
I'm enjoying the fresh takes, so I will say I like that we did not tiptoe around who Superman is, and Lois figures it out at the end of episode 4, and we deal with their relationship and their friendship.
Like, of course I do. You broke a door handle on the first day that I met you. Like,
dude, we've been living together for years.
You're just running through alarm clocks like it's nobody's business.
And I just think it makes the relationship more authentic.
Yeah.
It makes it's always annoying of Clark having to do this. I'm gonna save you, not gonna run away, and tiptoe. I wasn't here. So I like their relationship. I think the core 3 here work really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just interesting takes and interesting scenarios they went into. I really liked like the League of Lois's. I thought that was I thought that was really interesting and like really harping in on this whole multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's doing multiverse now, but
I I never expected them to do it, and they did it well. Like it wasn't
No,
like
it works.
a multiverse for the sake of multiverse.
It's like a whole. It's like when you do the multiverse, but you're not explaining. It's just like we're from another dimension, and that's it. And we're here to do something, and we get our OG Lois Lane really quick as a hologram, and the Hall of Loises, but it doesn't take you away from the story. It's like this is the
It
concept.
gives it a clear separation of what we know versus and why it's different. Like when the chaos god kind of snaps him into he snaps him into different Supermans. So we have a clear separation of what we've seen so far versus what this iteration is. And I think that is what the intention was with that particular episode, which I enjoyed very much. I thought that was done well.
Also, it gives a lot of nod to a lot of past stuff, because if you notice, some of those Loises were like from like past animations, past TV shows. So it's like, oh, that was pretty cool. That's a little nod right
I
there.
don't really. What I did realize is that I don't. Other than the movies, Superman has never been a character of interest for me.
I feel like I feel like he's one of those characters that's always been tricky, because people who write him, like he's essentially a god. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, your man's is a god. Like, he just gets new powers, or he's OP like all the time. So how do you make him like? How do you make him relatable? How do you make him like likable?
Compass.
That. So they play a lot with his moral compass. They play a lot with his relationship with his Earth mother or his Earth father. They play a lot with how much he's dedicated to just upholding like that sense of humanity in him, because he knows like while he's not human, he was raised by them, so he doesn't want to like betray that trust that he's built with them. But in that same regard, it's kind of the same deal with like you have really great Spider-Man stories because they lean into that was most hard.
Yeah, just keep going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say stick with it, Hugo. Absolutely stick with it. It's a great run. But yeah, like I think like with Spider-Man, like Spider-Man's one of those characters too where like people don't realize until like perfect examples was when he was taken over by Doc Ock, how strong he actually is. He's holding back on his villains. So like there's times where he's getting Aurelis.
Girl.
Stop the thought. There we go. Well,
but like he'll get the shit kicked out of him by villains, but then like when the shoe's on the other foot, he took off Vulture's like jaw by like clean without even trying. And it was that kind of like, oh shit. So like for Superman, it's really hard to write him when he can basically just dog walk everybody. But it's in those moments where like one of my favorite examples of like a well-written Superman was the Justice League, I think Justice League Unlimited or Justice League, I can't remember which one, but he's fighting Darkseid, and he's like he gives respect to like Darkseid gives respect to like to Batman. He goes, that man and the rest of my team will not stop fighting till their last breath. But you know what? You're pushing me like past a certain point, and I don't get to like let loose. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna let loose for you, and he fucking goes off. He fucking dog walks Darkseid, like smacks him through like the city, like, and it's great because you get to see him like actually embrace his strength, because he's basically like this huge like character who has to walk on pins and needles and be so delicate with everyone to not like break things. You know.
Well, I mean, there are a few great stories that we see that too. Whereas first one is we see what happens if Superman had a bad day and just flips the switch, where he's like, you know what?
Injustice,
man. And Injustice was one of them. Was one of those stories where Joker tricked him into killing Lois Lane, and he just went nuts and just took over the world. And
that
everything.
was fucked up.
The other one,
it's a good story, though.
It is.
Great story, but oh my god, like.
But here's another one that I want to add to what you said with Darkseid, was when they did the animation, which was Superman versus the Elite. The Elite was trying to
Oh.
push him,
Yeah.
and when he pushed him, he showcased to them, "I could beat you guys up like this." And that animation was
Mhm.
really a good movie right there. With just like, again, he's holding back against these guys who are they're playing superheroes, but they're actually the villains in the story. And they're like, they think that they have Superman, that he's this weak character, and then by the end, the final fight, the way that Superman is just washing all of them, and they're like, now you see the panic in their faces. Is like, what they're like, what the fuck did we do? It was just
'Cause,
like, oh, Superman gonna fuck you up now.
Because ultimately, like, everyone's fear of Superman is based on the fact
Yep.
that I feel great. I feel great. Like this whole fear of Superman is based on the fact that, like, he's unknown. Like, what if he turns on us? What if, like, this is all a ruse? Basically, what if he turns out to be like Omni-Man? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the worst case scenario. And it's all valid, but like the writing really like shines when they like play with that idea of his moral compass, where he's like, he has to prove himself time and time again to people like, Waller and the General and whatnot. It'd be like, yo, like, I'm one of you guys. Before
So-
anything else, I have no loyalties to a place that I don't have memories of. Like, I
Right.
wasn't born and raised here. I am red, white, and blue. American Dream. Like,
He's a
that's
Kansas
him.
boy.
He is truly a Kansas boy who circumstantially just happens to have all these extraordinary gifts and powers. He would, if you gave him like,
Wait, where is Smallville? Is that in Kansas? I've just
yes,
realized
Yeah.
Smallville
he
is in
doesn't
Kansas.
really use American states or cities, right?
Smallville is in Kansas. So essentially, like his story is one of those stories where, like, if you gave him if you gave someone else that same situation and they didn't have
HBO Max.
the Kents, like, we know where that story goes, and it's
Yeah.
not a pretty one.
What was that movie with the kid?
Oh,
Brightburn.
Brightburn.
Brightburn
Yeah.
was it? It
yeah.
was like a Superman if he wasn't really.
Yeah.
If he was
Yep.
evil,
Yeah.
but the kid was just inherently evil.
Yeah.
It wasn't his parents, because his parents actually took care of him.
Yeah,
But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things where, like,
drop this bomb. Remember, Tom?
Yeah.
He shines where, like, you show him like being vulnerable and human, and like actually having to like put his back to the wall, because he knows, like, yes, I can end this fight like instantly, but at what cost?
Right.
Because ultimately, when you look at him and then you look at Batman, literally they were made to be each other's, well, not made in that way, but as they've progressed in the comics and like throughout their friendship and throughout like their depictions, they're made to keep each other in check and be each other's moral compasses. This is why they're such good friends.
So I want to. I'm sorry, but
Go for it.
because we can go right back into Superman, because, like, again, we got this love letter for Superman. I do want to ask everybody, including you, I want to ask everybody, because there's a lot of new iterations of characters, especially on the villain. New versions of characters. I'll just use that. Iterations. Thank
yeah.
you.
Wait,
Thank
where's
you.
Pong? Where's Pong? I need
He's on break.
to
Here,
list.
He's on
Hugo,
break.
Hugo, you
Yeah, I'm
gotta keep
about
track.
to write it down. What was it?
Anyway,
I
no,
sent him.
you know
I
what I
sent him
mean.
Snorlax, and he said,
Snorlax?
he
Okay.
said, sigh.
Okay.
So
And iterations. Send them
iterations.
iterations.
Yeah. So these characters, these are brand new versions of characters who we've seen before, like Livewire and all that. So which one has been your favorite so far, guys? And also, I want to add, I did like the fact that they did recreate the scene from an older Superman animation for the WB when Livewire freed Parasite. So it was kind of like someone replayed those scenes back to back, and it was kind of like, oh, they've really paid a lot of love to that whole scene with the breakout. But yeah, who's been your favorite characters that had this new Adventures of Superman makeover for the show?
These are all, see, again, I'm not a DC. Two shits.
That's
But
it could be.
so
It doesn't matter.
I
It could be
have
anybody.
no relation to most of these characters, but I just found out Slade. I was like,
You
wait a
didn't know
minute.
Yeah, he's Deathstroke. Yeah.
I found out in episode 8 or 9. I'm like,
It was such a weird like.
It's a weird mask.
No,
But then the
Waller.
minute you see the swords, I'm like,
I
oh,
didn't
okay.
catch it with the sword. You know when I caught it when Waller introduces him and he has the patch, and
Mm.
that's when I'm like, oh, that's this guy from what's the
Teen
one?
Titans.
No. What's the other
Suicide
one?
Squad.
No, what's the other one with Robin? and um
Titans.
Are you
Titans.
thinking of
yes,
the-
that
are you-
one. It's that one. It's that one. So bad.
It's Joe Manganiello.
Yes, that guy.
Or
Right. Yeah.
Alcide.
Is it Alcide who
my
plays him there?
god!
That-
No,
it's
it's not
Joe
Alcide.
Joe Manganiello is Alcide.
No, but Alcide isn't Deathstroke in that show. It's a different
No, he's
Spanish dude.
Deathstroke in the Snyder movies.
Yeah.
Right.
discusses
Right. No, but it's
She's talking about
in the
Titans.
Titans.
I
It's a
didn't watch that
different
shit.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh God, whatever. But I was surprised at that because it didn't hit me or dawn on me until Waller fires the general, and then she has him and he has the iPad, and I was like, oh, that's this guy.
Mhm.
All
Well,
this
he
time,
lost his eye in the show because he had both eyes, and then it was in the escape for Parasite.
right? But
That's
that
when he lost
didn't
his eye.
it
and
didn't
that's
occur
when
to me until I saw him with
that's
the patch.
same. That's when it hit me too. When he was like, "Oh," I was like, "He's Slade."
They called him Slade in like
I missed it.
episode 6.
I missed
So,
it,
like,
and
I
went back, and was like,
Absolutely.
So I heard his name
I don't
from
follow
the jump.
DC.
I heard his name from the jump, and I was just like, "Oh, they're playing a really young version of him because, like, and like,
Yeah,
a
he's
very-
usually like a experienced mercenary.
he's experienced mercenary, but he's also, I think by the time, well, I shouldn't say that because it depends. Again, different iteration of it, but I in my head already put him like later 20s by the time he's with Cadmus, like later, like late 20s, early 30s. So he would already been experimented on or volunteered himself to have those experiments made on him.
But also too, it makes sense that they went with a younger version because if you think about it, we're going with the younger version of Superman. He's fresh out of college.
We're going pre-Cadmus.
Yeah.
So we're going pre. So we're seeing.
Task
So
Force
what the show's
X.
going is that we're seeing
Mhm.
stuff before all this. Introduction of Teen Titans and everything. So it makes sense. I love Livewire. I loved
Who's
her. She was the
Livewire
one with the electric powers.
The first villain we saw in I think
Okay.
episode 1.
Okay, with the
Mm.
shaved heads on the side.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like if you remember the
No.
old Superman animation, she was depicted as this VJ rock star who was like a radio host or something like that, and she was just like very out loud and spoken. I like this version. It's complete different. It's because this one's more like mercenary for hire. So I was like, okay, this kind of like really interesting with the character, and then what's it called? Parasite was very interesting. It's the guy who's in the
I thought Parasite was really interesting.
He said I had a supervisor that reminded me of Amanda Waller. Zipes.
No, when he said
No,
when General called her
no.
Mandy, he called her Mandy like in episode 6. I was like, oh, is that Amanda Waller?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, is this
I knew that was
Amanda.
Amanda Waller. The minute you
I
see
didn't know
some
right away.
thick bone black woman with short hair, I'm like, oh, there's Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
I didn't
That's
know right away
every
until he
time.
called her Mandy.
So I was surprised at the relationship because like originally I was like Amanda's gonna get me in charge. Then I was like, oh, this is early. Like that's what's getting me is it's so early
Mhm.
and like everyone's getting their start right now. Like
Yeah.
everyone. So I was like, oh, this is really just like a new take.
I mean,
Because by
it's-
like by this part of any Superman story, like everyone's been in the game or had some stake. This feels fresh as fuck.
you know what I think too is that when we do get Lex, I think the type of Lex Snyder was trying to go for, I think will work in this.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be the I can't even think the Jeff Bezos Lex that we're used to seeing. We're not. It's
Yeah.
who's like
Jeff Bezos.
super brolic and everything. Like he's gonna be. I think I don't think he's gonna be evil off the top. I think we're gonna have LexCorp. I think LexCorp may inherit it. I think we're gonna see his dad. I think that storyline that Snyder was trying to do, which ultimately failed, will work better in
I think
this
for sure
You're
version.
talking about with the guy,
Jesse Eisenberg.
Tucker?
Eisenberg.
Yeah, that guy.
Because he tried to make him like a tech billionaire, tried to make him like a Zuckerberg or something like that. And that just
Yeah,
it
I
just-
mean, he came off more like a Riddler character than
Yeah.
an actual Lex Luthor.
yeah. And so I think it'll work. I think that take will.
I think
will work.
having like Lex Senior, like in the beginning of it, to kind of show that relationship and why Lex becomes, because everyone like really thinks Lex is who he is because of Superman, and that's not entirely true. It depends on which version. A lot of the later stuff is like dependent on like that, but like his father did a fucking number on him, and you see a lot of that in like Smallville is probably one of the best depictions of like that
Yeah,
relationship.
because they're cool, right? Like aren't Clark
think at
and
the
Lex
beginning, yeah, they
cool
were
in the
cool.
beginning,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? I didn't watch them all of it, but I know they were pretty cool in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want. I also want to add that
100% agreed.
Yeah.
I love Jimmy Olsen in the show because it's just funny when you hear his podcast go off Flamebird.
Oh, the bird, and every time he says,
I will say what I don't like. Both Jimmy and Lois tend to use Clark's name like nobody's listening. Like all the like Clark,
Body.
when they're
they call him when
supposed to be
when he's
protecting.
When
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and they should be more protective of his identity. I that's one thing I will say, dude. Do you not see people around you? You just called out Clark. Like what? I thought that for me was probably my only nitpick about it.
I can see that. I can
Yeah.
definitely see that.
it's just so
Um,
weird though. Like after they know him, they just start
Mhm.
calling him Superman.
I
Superman,
get it. I
Superman.
get it.
Like even the
but-
Justice League doesn't even call him fucking Superman.
Superman.
Like
But
they
then-
is always calling him
then
Clark
don't use
or
the secret
Kal-El. Like
identity
she's
at
calling
all.
him by his fucking government
Right.
every time.
like I think
Batman calls him Superman
Yeah.
Batman calls him
because he
Superman.
keeps him at a distance.
It keeps him
Yeah,
at a
he
distance. He calls him Clark in like the sanctity of the cave, or when he wants to prove a point to him, where he's
Yeah.
like
When he's out of suit. I think the only
not
time
even out of
Not
suit.
even.
Like there's been like times where Batman has been in suit but called him Clark, and it's one of those like I mean business. Like we're
It's
not
like,
talking.
it's super serious.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
even like in Dark Knight, in the Dark Knight animation, he's calling him Clark. He's
Mhm.
not like, like it really
Batman
depends
got
on
no
the,
respect for him though.
He has the utmost respect for him.
He
It's
just-
why they're friends.
his weather friend. He's
So my favorite.
he's
my
just
favorite-
I love you as a friend. I trust you, and I know how to stop you. Like that's it.
My
Like
favorite. My favorite Batman line was when they did that Justice League animation, and he's talking with Clark, and Clark was like, "You had all this stuff for us, but it's like, what was the contingency plan for you?" It's like the Justice
That
League.
is hands
I was
down
like,
one of the best lines
Yes.
in the
It's like the
entire
Justice
animated
League.
run.
Mhm.
Is him telling him, "Y'all are my contingency." Like, what the fuck you mean?
what do you mean? I'm a human.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Ah,
But yes, like to going back to your point about like certain characters, Seabass, I like Waller, I like all these other, but like the relationship with his parents has always been such a like you need that. Like you need to have him have a good relationship with his parents. And the entire time I'm watching with one of my boys, and we're like, don't kill dad, don't kill dad, don't kill dad. But the whole time
we haven't seen
like,
that yet.
we haven't seen that
I
yet.
don't know. I'm
Right.
hoping it's not in the last episode.
Right. No.
Right.
Everyone's good.
Okay.
But that relationship is like so vital because you see it when like he gets a costume and all this other stuff, and his mom like just looks at him and
Mhm.
goes,
She's like,
Give
"I
me-
need some
give me-
milk. I need
I
a
like-
belt and some pants.
belt and like
Shorts.
belt and shorts, and I was like, that is so adorable,
Mama
but
move.
it's such a mama can't move. Like from the rip, that is a very mama can't thing. Like, there's no way that she doesn't do that for him.
Martha.
It's a Martha thing.
A Martha thing. I call it like listen, if Martha was a real person, she'd be everybody's mama. Like she's everybody's mama.
So I have to say this. It's like, so you have two great parents, two great people in it. So you have the Kents.
Martha and John are like the best parents in DC.
You have Martha and John that represent in DC, and then you have Uncle Ben and Aunt May in Marvel who represented in Spider-Man's life. I mean, obviously, it's like the Spider-Man is more tragic, but yet with Martha Kent and John Kent, we've always seen how they played a role in Superman's upbringing. And when you see him with they showed the audio iterations when he was Superboy learning about his powers, but they always like they were there, they loved him, supported him, and even no matter what he did, like yeah, they like how Law said, she put on that engine, like hold on, I'm gonna make you a better suit. I got you.
I think like with your point of like tragic, Superman has tragic like story. Like don't get it twisted. Your
Yeah.
man's has gone through shit. He has absolutely gone through shit. He's experienced like when Bruce died. When Bruce died, forget about it. He was a mess. But like he's like the litany of things. But there's such a it's very much like a Goku thing where it's that realization like, oh, I'm not from here. And the world that I want to get to know, like my history, my background, my everything is gone. So I have to just go through all these tapes and like holograms and all this other shit to kind of get familiar. That's why when he meets Kara, it's so important to him because he's like, there's some connection to home. Because otherwise, like that is fucking like realizing I'm the last person in the entire universe from my home that's gone. And just you gotta just live with that. Like so to discover your powers and then be like, oh cool, where am I from? You're from a place that doesn't exist anymore. And then for like years up until like Kara arrives, he's just like going through tapes and going like learning about this history that he can't like really divulge with other people, or they won't really understand and get until like later seasons when he meets John Jones and he meets all these other like last of their kind. That relationship with him and with Martian Manhunter with him and Martian Manhunter is so good because of that, because they're both the last of their kind and they understand the implication of what that means.
You were gonna say something.
Cool.
I thought you were gonna say something. No, it's fine. It's fine.
DC's like a lost thing for me, and I'm just here for the ride. I enjoy the show; it's cool, but I don't have the lore.
You're not doing deep dive. You're just taking it when it's
Listen,
given you.
Exactly. The show's cool.
This feels like my way of y'all, like you with Ahsoka and then you with Game of Thrones. This is my like one thing. Like I'm
this is Walls with us. That's it.
Yeah, no, I mean you got a couple things. You got a couple things.
I have a couple things.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Percy Jackson comes out. Oh man, it's about to be a lesson.
Vox Machina.
True, Vox Machina too. But
Right.
when Percy Jackson comes, I'm gonna look like fucking Jason Momoa with the chair. All right, kids, gather around.
You're so fucking hype, man.
Bro, the fact that they're releasing it this year, I can't.
I know you're so hype. I hope eventually we get a accurate Aragon. I really hope
that would be
we get
wild, man.
I really hope we get it.
So sad with
in my lifetime.
I hope we get it. That was very emotional.
Yes. Aragorn's amazing. It's an incredible 4-book series.
Bro, we got
Saphira the Dragon is gold.
We got a launch of
what is this?
Of Disney
what is
Plus.
this Aragon you speak of?
You've never heard of fucking Aragorn? Are you serious?
I'm thinking you're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Aragon is a book series by Matthew Paoloni, where you have the main character's name Aragon. He finds a dragon, a blue dragon named Saphira, and
why haven't you told me about this earlier?
I've spoken about Aragon multiple times on this show.
Maybe more than a year ago when
negative. Because every time we talk about Percy Jackson, I bring up Aragon.
Yeah. So this is like his Berserk. Like this is his other thing. This is like, yeah.
I haven't read Aragon in years, but like I will read it. It's really good. No, it's a lot of fun.
Also,
Val, look it up. It's really good.
Catch up on the Percy Jackson series. They came out with a few graphic novels for the first 5 books, and I just burned through that, and I was like, oh shit, I'm caught up. Like I remember what happened now.
Yeah.
So go check those out if you get a chance to.
I read all the Percy Jacksons. Remember, I was in deep dive.
I know. I'm just speaking in general.
And then she found all the movies and understood why people hated the movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was sad. It was really like.
So the
Aragon is worse.
There's an Aragon movie And there's two good things about the Aragon movie: Saphira, because she's great,
Mhm.
and Jeremy Irons,
Yeah.
because I love Jeremy
I'm
Irons.
spelling it wrong. Okay.
But that's it. That movie's trash. And I watched
Aragon's a
the
really
movie.
great
I
book.
watched the movie first, and I thought it was like, oh, it's just a campy fantasy movie that's supposed to have a sequel, and it never got a sequel because it didn't make budget. Then you read Aragon, and you're like, oh my god.
Yep.
Wait, it's the
So
dragon.
I kind of feel
Yeah.
like that.
I think
Yep.
was Sean Connery the voice of the dragon?
Nope. you're
No,
thinking
that's
something
you did
else.
Dragonheart.
Which is
That's a
also
classic.
really good.
That
That's
was
a
really
classic.
That's
good.
fucking amazing.
Okay,
That's like no.
Is that
no,
Dennis
no, no.
Quaid too?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is Dennis
man.
Quaid and Sean Connery as the dragon. I am the last one. Right? Like,
that was so good. Oh my god.
yo,
Good shit.
Dragonheart lives rent free in my fucking head.
As it
That
should.
is so great.
As it
should. Confession: I cried in the theater watching Dragonheart when
Bro.
Draco fucking sacrificed himself. And I was
Classic
just
movie,
in
man.
tears. Yes,
But yes,
I fucking
to
love
all
that
of that.
movie.
Like we're hoping for good adaptations with Percy Jackson. It looks really good. I'm really
Mhm.
excited.
The casting,
The
looks really
casting is fucking
Yeah.
amazing. Like between like getting Dionysus absolutely fucking right, getting Ares absolutely fucking right, getting Percy and the rest of the gang absolutely right. They were like, "Hey, Lance, want to go fucking play Zeus?" And I was like, "Let's fucking go!" Absolutely here for it. Rest in peace to one of the greatest to do it. But oh man, I can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
Still very sad that we got Artemis Fowl, which was years in the making, and that shit was a fucking flop and a half. Glad I didn't.
I'm
Went
sorry.
straight to Disney Plus.
It went straight to Disney
sorry.
Plus, but I'm
good.
like,
Watch it.
it was one of those things where like I got into Artemis Fowl like late. It was one of those like pickups that like I
It
think
wasn't
one of, like,
bad.
it was a great book series.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those like I think it was like between Hunger Games kind of thing where one of my kids suggested it and I was like, okay, so I started reading. I was like, oh, this shit is fucking pretty dope. And I started reading at work and shit. And then I'm excited for the fucking movie because I was like, they're making a movie. Holy shit. And I was like, let me not get too excited because I know I've been burned before. Let me not get too close to the stove. And sure fucking enough, I saw the pitchforks on the internet.
It
and
was
people were
it was like it came out and then like the day it released, it got just demolished.
massacred. Like it was like
Like I didn't even watch it because I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, I'll watch this, and then it came out and everyone was like, this movie's trash.
I think people could still watch Percy Jackson who have never watched the thing and just been like, it's somewhat enjoyable. There was nothing. Like there was just nothing for people to like get into for Artemis Fowl. But we're off the topic of Superman. I want to get back to my boy.
Sorry.
I was like, I've said what I said about
Sorry.
Superman, and I've said what I've said.
No. I didn't mean to get us off topic. It's just, I like the fantasy adventure stuff. And always like right now I'm reading the okay, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No,
Superman.
go for it.
No, it's fine. I mean,
Yeah, what I'm saying.
sorry.
I got time.
Like it's like-
The,
yeah.
it's the TikTok trend. They call it the Akatar series, but it's a A Court of Thorns and Roses by
Yes.
Sarah J. Maas. I'm in book 4 right now.
Wow.
Book 3 was fucking amazing. It was
So,
so
are you doing
good.
audiobooks or are you doing like physical
Audio.
book?
Audio.
I can't.
So
So
good.
I
So
try so hard to do audiobooks, and I realized that I cannot do audiobooks. Not all, well, I can't do all audiobooks. There's
Depends.
some where if it's only one person talking,
No.
I can't do it.
So,
But if
okay,
there's multiple people talking, and if there's like a audio like
the
drama,
Dune
like
series.
a perfect like like there's like I can feel like I'm in it and feel immersed, I'm here for it.
some voice actors tweak their voice well enough that you can see the differentiation in the tones of vocality for certain characters. But the Dune series have different voices, different people playing different characters.
But
So
is it just people talking, or is there some sense of like you can when like someone's running, or when you hear an explosion, where you hear doors slam close?
it's not what you hear on Spotify, my guy. That's
Okay,
not like the
well,
Batman series.
because that's the thing.
That's
So
an
like,
audio drama.
right.
Yeah,
So
that's different.
I can listen to an audio drama no problem, and I'm fully immersed.
Right.
For me, an audiobook, I'll listen, and then 30 minutes will pass by, and I'll be like, I don't remember what
No, not.
happened. Like,
I mean, when I'm finding myself disconnecting, I'll turn it off and do because it's easier for me when I'm like folding clothing. If I'm not reading or looking at anything directly at the same time, I'm listening to the audiobook. If you're trying to
I'm trying. Like,
like
I'll
I'm
try
in
to
the
do it like at
shower
work.
washing my hair listening to an audiobook. I'm in bed getting laying down playing like um one of those bejeweled games, and that's the
Mhm.
type of thing that I'm doing while I'm listening to an audiobook.
Like, I'm trying
But
to do it like
nothing.
while I'm working, or
Oh no, you
or
can't
whatever
pay
the case
attention that
is.
way.
And, and that's the thing. Like, even when I'm on the train, I'm not doing anything else. But then like
I'll
there's
definitely listen to a book.
I can listen to the book, but there's too many other like distractions where I'm like
I need to
looking
read
at
the book.
I'm
Well,
looking at
I've literally
someone
sat
fight, or
there
whatever the
sunk
case
to
is.
tears based on what I heard. Like it's
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
I get invested.
I've heard nothing but good things about that series. It's definitely like
It's
on my
so
list, but
good.
it's just
So good.
I'm trying to get back into like book reading, but I think I'm just gonna have to like, start getting physical books again.
Yeah, it's hard. See, I can't do. I realize that's one of my biggest problems with comic books. I need the hard copy, right? And when I switched over to digital, I could not keep up with my titles, and it made it difficult for me to be able to maintain on the stories. So I need to go back to hard copies, and I'm going to go back to actually buying them again and ordering them because otherwise, it's 100% not. I'm not capable of keeping up with it in a digital standpoint.
I can do
Like,
comics and manga on
comics and manga. I do
I
not.
Manga,
can
I
I can,
can.
I can
It's
do it
weird.
digitally.
I can
I can't
definitely do
do
What's
manga
weird? Some
digital.
comics are weird because like manga is really easy on the phone because everything is
Mhm.
so big and
Right.
splashy.
yeah.
And then when I was reading, like I would read The Boys, when I was reading Invincible on my phone, it's like it's a stretch because there's so much
So much more
copy.
visually.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so much type. There's so much content and reading. So you're like
Yeah.
zooming in and out.
I
Like
think that's
tablet
the
was the best to read those on.
I think the
Yeah.
problem with that is that with manga, it's very easier to transition. Where a lot of comics, when they made them, like the Boys, when they made the Marvel comics, they didn't make them very digital friendly. So what they're doing is they're just doing
Yeah.
scans.
Yeah.
Where
They're
it
doing
would have been
scans,
There's
and
smart.
just,
then
but there's also just a lot happening. Like
Yeah.
especially like the more famous comics. Like
hmm
it's not you'll get a splash page every once in a while, but there's like fucking dialogue.
Yeah,
Just
and that's why it's like
dialogue that you're kind of combing through. And I will like zoom in a handful of times when I'm reading manga. Like
Mhm.
well, that's why it's like
Yeah.
with Comixology, not with comics, what was it?
Webtoons?
Not webs. Well, Webtoons is one of them. There was the other one, Global Comics. What they were doing for creators was that if they wanted to get their stuff there on digital media, they actually designed an app. I got to take a look, which we had Global on before, where it scans, like it goes, like you hit the button and it
Yeah.
goes to
And
the
you can
next
set your
part
own
to
they
make it
let you
easy.
set your own
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah. That's what was cool with them, to make it easier to transition from to digital. And then Webtoons just has a specific format for you to upload into digital, where I feel like a lot of stuff outside of those apps, they just, okay, here's a scan, here you go. And then it's like it just takes you out of it. Because I get what you're saying too, Val, is like there's certain comics I cannot read in digital where I have to get the hard cut because they don't make it digital friendly. Whereas like if
I
they
guess that
were,
could be it.
yeah, where like I said, but that's just my whole thing. I'm giving a whole little shout out to
On
Global
how many
Comics,
books is in the Aragon series?
4.
Thank you.
and they're great. They're good books. Saphira the Dragon is awesome. She was voiced by was it Rachel Weisz in the movie,
I believe so.
and yeah, it's a nice transition of time as you see the growth of the characters, not just the main character, but everyone around.
Mhm.
Such a great series. Anyway, we'll go back to Superman.
Yeah.
Really quick on your calendars, November 4th. Wait, that's in Japan. It doesn't matter. November 4th. It's finally coming.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Finally ending.
Oh my
Thank
god.
God. I'm so tired.
Bleh.
So again, I like Attack on Titan, but the reason why I'm so done with this fucking series is
I finished
because
it
takes
forever
so
ago.
long. Yo, like I'm over it. Like I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
But
it's
my
supposed.
thing is,
So
here's
the
the thing, 'cause I
Japanese
read the
release is
manga.
5 to 8. I don't is the 4th. I don't know when the American release is, but I'm hoping we'll get the simulcast and we'll get it on Crunchyroll.
This is already
This
part
is
6.
no. So for me, because I know what's going to happen. There's no reason they're drawing it out this long, because it wasn't that great of an ending. It's a
Unless
good
they're
close to the
redoing
chapter.
unless they're redoing the
I don't
ending.
think they're
Not.
they're
I don't
not
think
going to
they
redo
are.
it.
But based on what
They're
we've
not
seen
redoing it.
so far, it's very, very. It's the exact same. It's the exact same.
There's no point in them redoing the ending.
Yeah.
This is at this point
I've
it's just
accepted
milking.
what the ending is. It just at the time it was like, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Like I said, the first half of this is going to blow your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna. It's.
It's good.
It just feels like it's at this point that they're just milking it because they're probably like they know how disappointed manga readers were.
Like I'm going to tell you right now, when the final after the Hashira training arc, and they go to where homegirls where she plucks the guitar and sends you in, right?
Mhm.
When we get that shit animated, yo, you're not even
Demon
ready.
Slayer?
You're not even fucking ready.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not
about to hop
ready.
into that manga
You're
soon.
not. It is insane. It is in fucking insane.
Oh, speaking of
The battles. Oh my
what-
god.
I can't wait.
Speaking
That one I'm
of-
excited for.
hold on to your butts, y'all better get ready because I've been saying it since I fucking read this fucking manga. Have you seen the latest trailers for Solo Leveling?
Mm-mm. I'll add it to the list. It's good. Is Soul Leveling good? All right. I'll go to Takayomi and I'll add it.
So let me tell you right now,
How many chapters is it?
it's done. That's all you need to know is it's done.
Oh, even better. Thank God.
It's done. They have a whole epilogue and everything.
You guys are killing me.
But so
I
here's
don't have enough time to be as the bigger nerd that
yo,
like
you got
this.
I read manga in
so
bed at this
hard.
point.
Wait,
I just read it right
wait.
before I go to bed.
Let me give you my spiel for Solo Leveling. So I was like, yo, I want to get into manga. I want to get so I picked up Record Ragnarok, and then I was like, I keep hearing about Soul Leveling. I knew Doc and I knew Turt had like checked it out, and they were like
Here it is.
fucking raving about it, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. I started reading, and holy
Ugh,
fuck,
It's only 200 chapters.
bro, I got through that shit quick.
Thank you.
Like I got through that shit quick, and I was just like,
Gotta
oh,
add
we're- like when I say like I was done, and then I was like, wait, there's no more. I like it's easily one of the best pieces of content I've read in so long that like I now judge a lot of other mangas in that vein. Because
The anime hasn't come out yet, right?
it's not come out, but it's coming out like within the next couple weeks. I think it is.
You wouldn't get all these shows and books thrown at you if you did
This
some D&D.
D&D.
I can't take on some D&D. I cannot. I refuse.
You can't
guys-
take out 3 hours once every 2 weeks to play D&D.
Yeah,
No.
Can't take it for one.
you're a liar and
3
you know it.
hours?
You are a liar and you know it
Yes, you
No, I don't
can.
have that amount of time.
because you're trying to play Hogwarts
Okay.
Legacy still.
No. I've been on Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, but
Okay.
you know, MK1 is coming out, Spider-Man 2 is coming out, and I'm still in the Sarah J. Maas series right now.
Sure.
And I have an actual job. And,
Yep, 8 hours.
and-
Yep.
Yep. No, it's more than that.
8 to 10 hours.
No, it's more than that. And now with
12
this-
hours? You working 12 hours a day?
12
bro?
hours.
No, now that
You're trying to make
now
that
that
overtime.
no, I'm joking. Now that I am going to be reporting to an office very soon, a commute will be added, and that's going to be not fun. But
Did
it
they
is what it is.
Did they force your hand,
What?
or they give you the option to
This
go back to go back into office?
this transition is with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about it
Yeah.
offline.
No, that's
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing. Yep.
That's what?
We think.
Oh,
We think
that's
you can
right.
play.
Val did mention that she got her nails done this week, and so there's that. Yes, I still also have like my maintenance. You know.
I can't with you. Right
I'm just
I-
saying 3
Yo,
6
Listen,
hours
okay,
a month.
hold on. First of all, play when I'm doing my
you
nails,
give
I'm
us
watching my
two.
anime,
You give us 2 a
right?
week already.
I'm watching my anime. Wow, first that's a lot. Um,
We're
while I'm
gonna
doing
have
my
a
nails, I'm watching my anime. When I'm getting my hair done, I'm catching up on some of my shows or listening to my audiobooks. I don't have the time to play D&D, guys. I just it's just not feasible in my
Just don't
life right now.
We
believe
just
that.
need
So
to get, we just
we're
need
gonna
to get her
we're
Baldur's
here's
Gate
what
I
party.
I
It's
just
I got
respectfully disagree with
we're gonna
that
have
oh my
statement.
god, I
we're gonna
don't
have
Because
a
it's the
understand how you
lies she
gotta
tells
so we're
herself
gonna
to
disagreement.
comfort
we're
herself.
gonna have
Yeah.
a nerd special one Tuesday where we're gonna have Tommy come in and he's gonna host a live one shot for us. There we go.
If we can do a fucking live let's play, I'd be so happy.
Yo, I would be ecstatic.
I'd be so
I
happy.
probably will bow out of that.
My
we
goodness.
will just surprise if I'll just walk in like, what are we going on?
Listen, as a
Surprise.
person who plays Lego Star Wars, I know you can sink 3 hours in a night of playing Lego Star Wars.
I don't do sync 3 hours a night. That's a lot.
How much do you get done? How long do you play? Like, I'm
Yo,
not trying to clown
she
you.
plays
Like,
like 20
no,
minutes
like,
at a time.
legit. I'm legit asking you because whenever I turn a
Okay.
console on, it's 3 hours later, and I
Yo,
just feel like
facts.
I
it's
mean,
been
it really
20
would depend.
minutes.
It really would depend. I mean, at most, maybe an hour of my time, maybe two, if I'm not tired, because I get
At
tired.
most.
Like I'm gonna turn my Xbox on, and then I'm gonna look down on the control. I'm gonna look up. It'll be 1 in the morning. Be like, fuck.
Oh, I don't
I'll
ever.
ask this.
See, I
I'll
have
ask
a
this,
clock
I'll
right
ask
in
this, I'll
front
be
of
fair.
my TV, and it's once it hits 11, it's like it's my bedtime.
Oh,
I'll ask this. We'll do this. We'll do
I
this.
can't
We'll do
sleep when
this.
I'm dead. I can't.
We'll do this. We'll have Tommy.
I know
custom-
that for told.
If Val is cool with
Facts.
this, we'll have Tommy customize a one shot, which is one game. One game.
Just give us
if
one
you're down,
game.
one game.
One
It'll
game.
just be the nerds and Tommy hosting.
One game. Give us
It'll
one
be
game.
here.
And we'll get you pretty
We'll,
shiny clay
we'll
claps.
figure. We'll figure it out. We'll
figure out
figure it
the
out. We'll
2
figure
hours
what.
on here.
Not. I don't know. No. We'll figure out the logistics. All we're saying is give us one game.
No.
You ain't shit. You
He just said the vegan. No.
Yeah. You know
I
what?
thought about it.
Come
I thought
on.
about it. I
You
thought
know
about
what?
it.
You know what?
Okay, you know
Yeah,
what?
You know
It's
what?
a lot.
Maybe the year passed. Maybe it didn't. I don't know.
Wow. Wow.
Yo.
Wow.
Respect to Toad on
You
that
just-
one.
I don't understand. You spend 8, almost because we don't always go the 2 hours. You spend 8 hours a month with us.
Okay, fine, but it has to be done at this time frame.
It can. We always play at 9 because I ain't playing D&D before 9.
But like this block Tuesdays, if it takes the place of what I dedicate for you guys,
For also like respectfully, if it's your first game playing, we can't get it done in 2 hours because you're gonna learn new mechanics on the fly.
oh my god, I'm like a professional gamer. Like I don't know why I think I can't figure it out.
No, there is still a learning curve.
So no, I'm just.
It ain't this. This don't work. Okay, this
does.
doesn't fucking work.
It's the SpongeBob imagination.
All right, you gotta make your character. You gotta make your character sheet.
All
If you want to be Frog, you can have an
right.
accent. You can have a
Curate
backstory.
character. Oh my god, she's an elf mage. There we go.
Cool. You know what you need to do now? You need to now take numbers out of 27 and allocate them to 6 different characteristics.
I'm out. Yeah, it's over. That's just way too much thinking for a
well,
game.
We'll have Tommy help you.
It's
Tommy will
not
help you.
Zelda. I'm not thinking.
Yo, can I help you build your
Did you do the water dungeon in Ocarina of Time? There was a shit ton of thinking.
I hate that tunnel. I hate that is one of the worst dungeons ever created.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Kidding me right now?
Right, Aurelis. It's complicated.
Aurelis, don't
They
do
don't
it.
understand. First of all, I don't know how you guys make the time, but it's very difficult. I don't have time to
I
drive
make
this
the
bus.
time
because
I'm gonna
of
repeat my
people
statement.
under.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
here I
repeat my
am.
statement from 10 minutes ago. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I need my nap time. I'm like old.
I need activities. I have fucking FOMO.
I don't have FOMO.
I have FOMO. I feel like it's 1 a.m. and I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I gotta stay up.
No, I need my sleep because then I'm a zombie and I hate life the next day.
It's the price we pay.
That's why Law drinks energy drinks.
Jesus
Just
Christ.
get up and drink coffee. Listen, like you.
No,
at
my
this,
new thing, Jesus Christmas.
at this point, it's like if I don't get up,
If you don't get up, no, that's not
I
a
don't,
good
if I don't
statement.
no. What I mean is like if I don't like get up in the morning, all this shit
Shit
goes
goes
away.
away.
All this shit goes away.
Right, and I can't afford shit, right?
Yeah. So like, I'm just gonna stay up and.
My body isn't built like you guys. It's like beauty sleep is a thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I now squeeze in like 6 hours at the gym a week, which is
How?
I don't know.
I have to find time for that too. It's like
I also have to travel an hour there and back.
Oh, you do it on your days when you go in the office, or no? You do it on your work from home days.
It depends.
Yeah.
So how do we get here? Hugo,
don't know.
it's your fault.
I don't know. I was still very hype about.
I don't know where we got this from, but it's all Hugo's fault.
I was very hype about.
We talked about Superman. We talked about the things we liked about it. We talked about.
We can't talk about how it ends because I haven't seen the last episode.
All right, then there we go.
Me and Law here with that one. That was pretty good.
I'm just gonna say it ends really well. There's a lot of great stuff for it. It leaves a lot for season 2. I'm looking forward to seeing where a lot of threads go because we now have Waller taking up like the reins a little bit more. Task Force X. We have
I have a whole theory, and I can't touch until you guys see that episode.
Oh wow! Damn.
I have a whole theory. It's.
Want me to leave?
No,
we don't have headphones off.
Headphones off.
Oh,
I'll text it. I'll text it to Law. I'll text it to you. Actually, I want to get Law's reaction on this. So keep talking, Law. I'll text it to you.
So yeah, like I'm looking forward to like seeing like them as reporters and seeing how that works a little bit more. There is, I don't know, there's just so much potential with this show, man. Like it's so fucking good. Also,
it's giving us a lot of gems early.
Also, our boy from The Boys, Huey, plays Superman.
Really?
Yes, he does. Your boy Jack Quaid.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't follow these actors' names.
I know.
I have to ask.
Actually have I have the IMDb up. So
okay.
It's a pretty. So looking at some names, you wouldn't recognize them, but you might know their work. So like Chris Parnell is Agent Slade Wilson or Deathstroke, which is I think is hilarious because Chris Parnell from Archer. He plays Cyril. If you watch Rick and Morty, he plays Jerry.
Oh, look at that text. Tell me if you think that's right. So I want to get his facial reaction. That's all. I just want your reaction.
Okay. So I downloaded Aragon. I'm going to be starting it tonight while I'm waiting for book 4 of the Akatar series.
Where did you text it to me?
I texted to yourself.
Psych. He didn't see it.
Are you sure?
I think this is sent to a different Lawrence.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna text you.
You know what? I just sent it to you on Discord.
Discord works better, probably.
Go on, yo.
Jesus Christ.
The Scooby Doo.
But yeah, so like, there's a lot from the show that just
what in the Scooby Doo.
the show is the gift
Discord.
that keeps on giving. Let's see.
Yeah, it is. So I've been loving the show, and I got this whole little theory, and I can't wait to share it with you guys and shit.
So we did though already. We did.
Yeah, sidebar that. Yeah, I think we did. But I think that's what it's leading up to, or the second.
Wait, hold on. Let me read this again because
It's a thinking
Doesn't
now.
sound like a good prediction.
it's not wrong,
Okay.
but it's
Yeah, Tones, how are
It's
you
a
today? How is
it's a
going on?
possibility.
so it's one of those things where like it
I'm okay.
combines
I'm
a
good.
couple
I'm
things
good.
and then like it combines a couple things, and you also have to.
Yeah.
It's heavily
Eh.
dependent on something. So it's a valid theory. I'll actually give you the credit where credit's due. It's a valid theory. I don't know if they're gonna go that route, but it's a possibility because it's not yet been explored in that way. But it's weird because we've already had the introduction of that character. So like I fuck. I need you guys to watch the last two episodes so I can talk about this shit. God damn it. You both
That's the
suck.
thinking. It's the thinking.
And
There
I
we go.
love you so much.
It's like fuck it. But that's just my theory. Anyway,
Perdona. ¿Qué estamos? What are we doing next week? Ooh, Ahsoka!
Also
Yep.
random.
3
One of my
episodes.
favorite Easter eggs was them getting the reporter from Gotham, Vicky Vale.
Oh, on
Yes.
TV.
I saw-
One of
so
my best
Early
fucking
in, you see her picture in the background
Yeah.
of Lois, and I was like, "Oh, Vicky
Yeah.
Vale, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Kind of little Easter egg. And then I was not expecting her to come out in episode 8 or 9 or something like that. I
Yeah.
think she's
Oh, I
in.
must have missed her because I'm at 8.
Oh,
Okay.
that she's in 9. She's in 9.
Yeah. She's
But
definitely like second to last episode or
that
something like
bitch.
that. Oh yeah. So
fuck
like
that
so
bitch.
to be fair, we don't always like Vicky in every iteration. She's always really pretty in every iteration, but I don't know if we like her in every iteration. And this is definitely one that we were like, nah, fuck that bitch.
I'm totally on fuck that bitch. I'm not with her. I'm not
Oh
with
man.
her. I'm like, and
Also,
the only thing I know about anything related to Vicky Vale is just the 1989 Batman movie with Kim
Michael Keaton.
Basinger. It
mm,
plays her. That's it. That's the extent
Did
of
you-
my knowledge of Vicky Vale.
I want to know what you guys' thoughts are about what we've seen so far with Jor-El and how Clark's powers have manifested so far. Because that doesn't really get into spoiler territory with you two, and excuse me, we can talk about it a little bit more. But
It's hard to understand. I don't know what they're talking about yet because he's not really able to communicate with him, and he doesn't understand the language. So it's there's definitely a miscommunication based on a perception of what the general showed him
Mhm.
versus what his father's trying to relay to him that hasn't been communicated. And I think we will eventually see that. I wonder what will be the catalyst, like if he's going to learn the language or if Jor-El's consciousness of what his thing is going to learn English.
My
I don't
man
know.
needs to download Rosetta Stone. That's what he needs to do.
We see baby steps of him learning to use his power, and I
Mhm.
like. I don't think I personally have seen this version of him growing into who he is.
Yeah, like his powers seem more. They gave him the magical anime girl treatment, which I fucking absolutely love. But like, it's not here are all your gifts all at once, and it's not
Kind of getting it's
not
like the Superboy treatment.
Yeah, I mean it's not situational either. It's one of those things that comes like in like when it
Yeah.
needs to, but it doesn't feel forced. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I have heat ray vision, I have X-ray vision, like all these things where it's like, how do I deal with that? Which are things that he would
He
have
was hiding from it for so long.
right. And I think that's a lot of what
Can
makes
we
this
get-
even
can we-
better because he would have learned that years ago and been able to like control it a lot better had he leaned into it more.
I'm so
I
here.
am not been so scared of
Is that
it.
something that's typical of his character in every other iteration? or
I
it's just
think
in
it's
this
more of
universe?
his. I think it's more of the Superboy iteration when they talk about him being younger, because
Iteration.
you know what I mean.
Iteration.
That version of, I think it's more, you see it more common in his Superboy persona when he's Superboy, flying around Kansas. I was gonna say though, I am here if, and I wouldn't be mad at it if they did a whole montage of him and Jimmy just messing around trying to figure out what he can do.
I don't want to see that again.
When did we see that?
Shazam.
You're right. You're right. It'll be like Hobbing them.
That,
It's too-
oh yeah, that was the first one, right?
But I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like it'd be better because
Yeah.
I feel like
You get a little bit more liberties in an animation. However, I still
Absolutely.
feel like it's been done.
and also Jimmy, like, not for nothing, Jimmy is one of the best Jimmy iterations I've ever seen. Like, he's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it feels like
he-
he's front and center mountain more so.
Yeah, you get to see his character more. He's involved
Yeah.
more, and then the fact that he knows more than they think he knows, right?
yeah, good job, Hugo.
Yeah, he's not he's not a CIA agent that gets shot in the background.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this is by far probably.
Oh wait, Val's not. Wait, okay. Jimmy Olsen is in the Snyderverse.
Oh.
Okay, in the
I forgot that was a thing that she didn't know.
in
Hold
the
on, let me
ultimate
go to-
cut of Batman v Superman,
Oh god.
when they are when Superman goes to save Lois. I think she's in sub-Saharan Africa or something. She's seeing these terrorists.
Mhm.
Okay, when there's another person there with her, or he's that you see him there. There's a dude who's talking to her, like this white dude who's just talking to her, who gets killed on the side. That is Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen gets shot.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yeah.
Again, this is why I hate the Snyderverse so fucking much.
I will say this too. In
Yep.
Supergirl, they did justice by Jimmy Olsen because they did a big change with his character. Where one of the things, he ended up becoming a hero called Guardian for the Arrowverse, which I thought was pretty dope.
Oh, they made him
You do
Guardian?
know you're the only
Yeah.
one who watched
Interesting.
Arrowverse, right?
Well,
I
I
did.
watched the beginning of it. I
did.
We all
and-
watched the
and-
beginning and then we stopped.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say this.
See
I'm gonna
that.
say this.
I watched Arrow up until third season. Boo.
I'm gonna tell you this is that all the stuff they did in the Arrowverse was 10 times better than what they did in the Snyderverse. That's all I'm gonna say. But
The
everybody was
bar
like,
is
"Well,
so
no,
low. The bar
it
is
doesn't
so
matter."
low.
They had a lot to deal with and contend with because the studio was so behind the Snyderverse that they limited the TV shows a lot, and they still did better.
They hit themselves in the foot because they could have just been like, "Hey, everything plays in the same sandbox."
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, you
Well,
guys
ML
are
was
there. You guys
Stephen-
are
Stephen
there.
ML
We're
was
gonna
very
build
vocal.
things."
No, Stephen Amell was very vocal about that. He's like,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
already established stuff here. Why don't you include it in the movies? And they were like, no, we're not
It's
going to
okay.
do that.
It's
We're
okay.
gonna we're gonna
get
we're gonna cast
It's
our
okay.
own.
We got
No,
we
it
got a
started when
live
they casted.
we got
it
a live
started-
action Batman.
Yeah.
His name is Green Arrow. We got a live action.
Yeah.
We got a live action. What was
Flash,
it?
Grant
We got a
Gustin
live. We
played
got a
Rick.
live action Green Lantern who didn't get his ring yet.
Right, like
Yeah, that was. Oh my god! Again, that was another thing that they messed him up with, and it was like the actor who played him. It's like they had a lot of great stuff and got fucking lambasted by like they had Slade Wilson live action, and then they pulled him from the
But
show because they decided to bring him
I think
into
the
the movies.
actor was a thing, like too, because didn't he have like a problematic something or other?
Who? Who?
The guy who played Deathstroke on the TV
Manu?
show. Yeah,
What TV show? Which
On
one?
Arrow.
Arrow.
Ay, ay, ay.
Listen,
don't think-
listen. It doesn't matter because we're getting our trailer for Aquaman 2 on Thursday.
Oh
yay.
yay!
That no one's gonna see. We're gonna
Let's hope they can lie to us enough that we'd be
Listen.
interested to talk
Oh,
about it.
No, this is what we'll do. We'll find another good movie that's coming out. Me and Seabass will sneak in Aquaman. That's the plan.
I mean, by then, Tone, I might have the Regal pass, so who knows?
I'm hoping there's like a good theater near me by then.
You should research the area. That
I have
definitely helps.
there's plenty down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
If
You're going to a
if you-
major hub. You'll be fine.
If you need
Hmm.
recommendations, I think I have
I don't
I
drive.
think I think I still have a friend that's living out there. Longtime family friend. I could ask him to like tell you about places and all that too. Give you like a little showcase. Him and his wife.
Right,
If you're interested, we'll talk
yeah,
about that off camera.
yeah.
But no, I mean I'm loving Adventures of Superman. I'm glad you recommended it.
Oh,
Well,
that's what it was. He got charged with assault.
Ah, ah,
There it is.
the silent killer.
no wonder he
It's
disappeared.
Silent killer, bruh. Did
Oh,
you hear
yeah,
about
Danny.
Mr. Danny Masterson?
I was just gonna say that. It's the
Oh
30
man,
years now.
Danny Masters.
Mr. 30.
Oh,
30
Yeah,
years to
the
life,
the,
bro.
70 show.
70 show.
70 show.
Mhm,
Yup.
Mhm,
It's gonna be a long 30 years for him.
mhm.
Well, he's gonna
He got
appeal
to play
it.
that prison show.
Yes. Yes.
He's gonna play that prison show. That's what
It
he's gonna play.
will be that prison show. Anyway.
Anyways,
Anyway,
but
let's go to something new.
had fun.
Let's
Had
give some
fun.
let's give
Um,
some recommendations of what's out there. What are we watching? What are we streaming? Because we
Yeah.
got a bunch of good stuff. That's fun. I will say this.
Haven't started nothing new yet.
I'm going to stand on that hill. The One Piece live action now has me watching the One Piece anime.
I don't know that it's gonna have me watch the anime, but your text message just got in now. Like, anyways, the One Piece live action phenomenal. I don't know that it's gonna have me
Wow.
watch the
He said phenomenal. Did you hear that?
It is.
I did hear
Wow.
that.
It's good.
It's good. Like, I honestly, like, it made me watch almost all of the like behind the scenes and the interviews with the cast because
It's
it's
potentially
so fucking good.
it's like people are saying it's potentially the show that has broken the live
Also-
action anime curse.
Also, the kid who plays Zoro is the son of
Tony Chiba.
who plays for Val.
Thank you.
Hanzo, the swordsmith in
Kill Bill?
Kill Bill,
Yep.
Really?
which is funny because
Hadatori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo. That's what I was trying to get his first name. Hattori Hanzo, and his son plays Zoro.
Yep. Again, this cast was phenomenal. Seeing a lot of the behind the scenes, seeing the comparison that people keep bringing up, like, yo, they really brought this scene to life. People like, how people even made fun of Marvel, like, yeah, you said that you couldn't do elastic powers, and then they show how they did it with Luffy. They're like, this anime, this live show is broken, like a lot of people saying, the anime curse. The comparison between like what anime movies were doing, live action movies were doing on Rotten Tomatoes, and this both audience and critic scores are very high.
Just
And
watch
sitting down.
the creator of One Piece talking to the kid who plays
I
Luffy.
saw that, and he's
Bro,
excited
that
about
was
it.
so emotional.
He doesn't show
Yeah.
his face. I realized.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
know he
it doesn't.
hides from that.
Yeah.
Who the creator of
who created
Yeah,
One
player of
Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an emotional scene. And then you later see the original voice actor for Luffy talking with him and like having that like exchange of like of or the passing of the
And
torch rather.
the kid actually drew the picture of Luffy and gave it to the creator. I thought that was adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, kudos to this actor. He really did a great job embodying this character, because like you see a lot of these actors, they play an anime character, and it's like this kid really embodied. Because looking at the anime, I was like, wow.
Are you actually watching the anime? Did you actually start it?
I actually
What
started.
episode are you on?
I'm on episode 4. I
Oh.
just started it.
I was a fan of that kid from he was on another Netflix show that got canceled called The Imperfects. That was really good.
yes.
It was one of those series where I was like, oh, this is a fun little, and then they were like, yeah, but we don't want it. We're getting rid of it. I was like, fuck. And then he got picked up as Luffy, and I was like, I'm fucking happy because he was probably one of the best parts of that show.
Okay.
All right.
He basically played a character who turned into the Chupacabra, and it was fucking great.
Also, shout out too with the representation as well, because the actor that plays I keep forgetting the character's name, the one that wants to become the what is it, the Marine, that actor.
Oh,
it's a trans actor. Which again, you have representation.
Dude, like,
which again, they gave the characters
so good.
Again, every actor that was in the show gave so much life to these characters. It just and just seeing this world, I could get why a lot of One Piece fans were excited. I can get why a lot of them love the story now.
There was a lot of hesitation. There's still hesitation. There's like still
Yeah.
people who are like, oh, I don't know, this not a third. Like one of my best friends is a very, very die-hard, one of his favorite animes of all time, one of his favorite manga of all time. Like, this is my hill. No, for One Piece. Wow. Did Val nominate herself as my best friend? That's what that sounded like. But he was like, nah, like I wasn't feeling it. And I was like, wow.
But Oda said that he made certain changes to fit live action.
They refer to him as Oda Sensei, and like they basically talk to him about every little detail. Like, yo, do we have electricity? Yo, is there this? Yo,
and he was in charge of a lot of the casting too. It was like he was
well, I mean, that's the best way to have.
He had the final blessing, essentially.
Yeah,
that's the best way to have adaptations, though. Is that like it's especially if the creator wants to be involved. Like if the creator wants to be involved and like you want them to be involved and you respect their wishes, then you're gonna have a solid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we knew that the writer for Percy Jackson is involved and gave his blessings to all the characters and watched the casting reels. He was like, these are the perfect people. And so seeing that does give confidence in the output. Like when versus it just being a cash grab and you just getting the licensing for the product. Like The Witcher is a perfect example. Like he'll just license it out and he just gets paid for it. He didn't expect the game to do as well as he did, and then he did a whole thing about how he wanted more money, and I'm like, bro. But he essentially just licensed it out because he's like, whatever. I don't believe these aren't canon, so you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, it's good. I think the anime definitely needs it. I just don't know what they're gonna do. Are they gonna keep doing it? It's following the first season, I'm assuming, of the anime, right? It's not an original story.
The showrunner said they already have a script for a season 2 if Netflix greenlight season 2. So they already have everything ready to do a season 2 if they get the green light.
You know what's interesting is that if they do this right, as you say they did, and it's pretty successful for a couple years, they may jump in and like be like specific about it. Maybe we get a Kenshin live action, like a legit Kenshin live action.
Well,
because I think as long as you don't go heavy on the CGI and like the abilities and stuff, like you can't ever get like Naruto in live action. It's just too much.
Yeah, I don't think I don't want them to do Naruto in live action.
Yeah.
I feel like they will screw it up so bad. I would be disappointed.
So
no.
Yeah, that's the
Netflix season 2.
Like they'll be like, oh, it's great. Well, let's not give it a second season.
Or Netflix gets enough of the following, doesn't pick it up, and then Prime buys it because Prime got the money and does the rest with it.
It varies on the show because
it doesn't matter. One of the shows Paper Girls get canceled.
Is Stranger Things, The Witcher, because Netflix got fully behind it, and with the way how One Piece is going, I could see it Netflix being like, yeah, we have to renew it because they've had a lot of shows. I get what Hugo's saying, that they've canceled a lot of great shows.
Altered Carbon, man, I was so bummed when that got canceled.
Oda, the creator, basically told the actor, he was like, I want you to play Luffy for a long time.
Yeah.
And I like, oh my god, I'm so emotional. Oh, so good. Dude, that's how
I felt when I met
blessings and a half, yo.
When I met Kishimoto, oh my god, it was like such the creator of Naruto. Sorry, it was the first time he was in the States, and it was my last Comic-Con that I went to, and I went to this Japanese
holy shit
comic book place, and I got him and he signed my name, and he said my name in Japanese. It was like freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
It's this thing about my life where I'm like, oh my god, that stands out like so amazing.
Yeah, it was. It is really tough to adapt anime into live action. That's why it's like this could be the one to break that curse.
So people keep going, that's the one to break the curse, but Japan has been doing great adaptations for years now. So it's not so much a curse of like of like, oh, it's never been done before. It has.
Well, they did it with Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Alchemist is
They did
good,
it in
but
movies.
not amazing.
But again,
I will say
but you have to.
the Bleach one was great, but there's
But
too
you have
much
to think
Bleach
about this.
content to do it like a full. Like they were like, we're gonna do a Bleach movie. You covered 3 episodes.
You have to think about this though, is that and I remember looking at why we don't get a lot of live action in Japan, and why they focus a lot on anime is because their studios out there don't have the Hollywood budgets. So it's like when they did the Full Metal Alchemist movie, we were very limited in one of the Edward brothers, the one that was in the armor, Ed, because it's like, he was completely CGI'd and they were very limited in using him on screen. So it's tough to do. So they try to do a lot of live action out there and adapting these, like they did what is it? They did Death Note before Netflix did it. It was okay, but it's like it wasn't again anything to like scream about. But again, their studios are limited out there what they can do. Whereas if they got the Hollywood budget, then that's a different story. And I think again with why we say a lot of people say with One Piece is because Oda got to work with them, and it's like okay, now
So
he has
you're
that Hollywood budget.
recommending One Piece 100% now. You're with it.
I'm with it. I'm with
Okay.
it. I would
Tone,
recommend
what you
it.
into right now?
I haven't started anything new. It's mostly just been keeping up with manga reading. So Attack on Titan, not Attack on Titan. My Hero, keeping up with that. The current chapter just came out, I think last week. I think they skipped this week, and we'll be back on next week. Ragnarok. I was trying to read Vinland Saga. It hasn't caught me yet. I may watch it. I'm not sure. Everyone talks about it, says it's really good, and compares it to Berserk, which is kind of what got me on board. But I may just read Solo Leveling as you guys are talking about. So I'll start with Solo Leveling tonight.
I could tell you now, Tone. So I've been watching Vinland, season 1.
Yeah.
In terms of the battles, that's where it feels more like Berserk. Because when you're seeing all the battles and everything that on the battlefield, it's very.
But is the story good? Is it like a deep story? Like they talk, like they compare it to Berserk, not just with the gore aspect, but like the deepness of the content.
The story is okay. I feel Berserk is still number 1, and I feel like people are trying to grab on something that's going to be second to Berserk. It's an okay story, from what I'm seeing so far, because there are a lot of characters now that are working in the mix. Because I'm at the point where they just introduced the prince, so I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with the main character who we've been seeing since the first episode. But it's deep in like Viking lore.
Yeah. No, I knew that. Yeah.
Like the battle scenes are nuts. Some of the characters I'm starting to like, but it's just that again, it's one of those animes you're either going to commit to it or you're going to drop it. That's how I feel about it.
Oh, Law. Would you be down to check out and read Berserk?
Read Berserk?
Yeah, you have to read it. That's the only way you can
read Berserk.
Read it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only way you can.
How long is it?
I mean, it's ongoing. I think we're on. I mean, if you read My Hero, then it's less than My Hero.
I haven't started My Hero yet. I want to, but it's hard. It's harder
Berserk,
for me to get into something that I've watched.
Berserk is 373. We're at 373.
That's not too bad.
And I think My Hero is about to hit 400. Yeah.
Oh,
399 just came out for. Did I read 399? Did I just read this?
I just downloaded the theme song for Berserk, both of them.
It's not as good as the Pokemon theme song.
Tell me why.
Great.
Tell me why. Tell me what you want. I don't know why.
I'm gonna
Pokemon is the best theme song ever created.
Speed through my manga reading list currently. Lone Necromancer Kaiju number 8, the max level newbie, Superhuman Battlefield, the Great Mage returns after 4,000 years. Auto hunting with my clones, return of the Triple S class ranker. Batman Wayne Family Adventures, definitely worth the fucking check out. It's a webtoon comic, love it. Superhuman Battlefield, World's Best Engineer, another TERT recommendation. Boundless Ascension, which has been way too good. It makes no sense. Dungeon Odyssey and Overgeared, which is easily one of my favorite manga at current. That like every week that it comes out, I'm just like, yes, give me more, because I don't have fucking Soul Leveling right now.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I meant to throw this in there too. Another non-com. It's a non-comic one. The Rookie. The Rookie's been very good with Nathan Fillion.
I've been watching a bunch of those clips of that show. Like I just watch all the clips, and I feel like I know what the show's about, and I've seen enough of it. But it looks really good.
The Rookie is pretty good. It got a spin-off called Rookie Feds, but it's like again Nathan Fillion. I watch anything with Nathan and Fillion in it because he's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Al?
Is
I don't
Soul
know that
Leveling
guy.
color?
Huh? Yeah.
You don't know Nathan Fillion?
Soul Leveling
My
is
guy, I
is
don't
done in
know
color?
anyone's name. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. I always ask, who's that, right? Don't I always ask, who's that?
I know, but you didn't know who Nathan Fillion was.
Who? Now I know that I see him. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. He's everything.
Firefly, yeah, okay. I see him
He's-
now. Uncharted. Yeah, my
Yeah.
guy. Drake. You could have said the guy who does Drake.
Green Lantern?
Well, he doesn't. He didn't do Nathan Drake in Uncharted.
No, that's Nolan North.
That's Nolan North. He played a
They did a live action. They
like
did a live action like
fan kind of
fan
casting.
film, and because
And it was really fucking good. Like I wanted him so bad. Man.
Everyone wanted him to be Nathan Drake, and they did a fan filming of him, and then
I'm still not 100% that he should be Guy Gardner. Like I really think he should be Hal.
Castle, the Rookie.
Yep, he was the
Firefly.
He was the captain on Firefly. That is one of the known shows for him. I am just sad that show had gotten canceled because Fox screwed
Everyone
them.
is.
Yeah. So little quick trivia for that. Firefly got messed up because Fox aired the episodes out of order.
Oh man.
And you could see the cast and the crew says this in the behind the scenes that they're giving the studio a lot of times secret fingers, like they're saying secret fuck yous on each scene to the studio because the studio completely screwed them. It's a great show. It has a huge cult following, great concept, but it only got one season. But then they tried to top
because Fox was Netflix before Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely.
The movie Serenity was also very good.
Mm-hmm.
But we should start wrapping up because it is getting to that hour.
So what are we talking about next week?
Next week is Ahsoka. We got two episodes.
Three episodes.
And apparently the episode that aired tonight is airing that aired on movie theaters in select places.
Really? Oh,
yes.
It's that crazy. I'm
Yes.
guessing we're seeing a Thrawn appearance then. That's gotta be
no, I think it's I think it was the have you guys caught up?
No.
Nope. I haven't.
None of you've caught up?
I
saw last week's episode.
I didn't see today's episode.
I'm
You
binging.
didn't see last week's episode?
Yeah, I saw last week's episode.
Val, you didn't see last week's episode? Are you serious?
Val.
You didn't wait, Val.
So, okay, time out. The time I would have spent to watch it was spent on catching up on Superman, this new series that I'd never seen. Okay.
Listen, if
So-
all of Star Wars was that, I would be so happy.
If we don't need to talk Ahsoka until next week. I am super excited to talk Ahsoka, but let's
No,
pause
I'm
until
literally
next week.
talking about the lightsaber fights. It's just
Yeah, it was-
exactly like
Ooh,
I know.
Paul,
I'm
wow.
excited. Where you been? Did Law give you stuff to add to the list?
I
Because we
did.
have a
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Paul, look, see, look. Oh, wait, I broke a piece.
No.
Look, see.
No.
Tune
No.
in next
It's
week.
built.
Same nerd time, same nerd channel.
I mean, no one cares about what I'm doing. So it's fine. Moving on.
We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here with us. Who's
Who's Lilu?
That's,
Lilu.
yeah.
Okay. Fifth Element.
Yes.
Right? No.
Good
Yes.
job.
Okay.
Good job. Pong already on it. All right, Seabass, take us out, my good sir.
Are we playing some beautiful B music? Oh,
Yes. Have a great week, everybody.
those who don't know, I will be posting it. So I will be around New York Comic Con weekend on Friday, hanging out at the bar with a bunch of
Is
creators.
that
So if
this
you happen,
weekend?
no, that is on
No,
October 12th,
Oh.
13th, 14th, and 15th. So Friday night I will be chilling at a bar, and then Saturday, if I don't get a pass, I will be going up to Connecticut.
Pong, I see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Val's going to take pictures of her adventures of seeing Pong, filming the Grand Canyon. She'll bring us back that
Why are
footage
you volunteering me for stuff?
because that's what I do.
No,
That's
you
what
do
I
that with
do.
everybody else,
Content.
bro. Not
That's
with
what I do.
me.
We'll talk in the back room.
Not
The back rooms.
aquí
No,
no,
actually,
señor. Aquí no.
we don't want to be in the back rooms. We want to be in the green room. Wrap it up. It's a game. It's a game. We'll talk about it. Anyway, 3, 2.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
We didn't do a proper outro with our names and anything, but that's okay. Goodbye.
Read my mind log.